Okay, so I've got my two databases that I want to merge together. And the first thing that I'm going to do is save both of these and save them in a manner in which I know that I'm going to be able to come back. I already saved this one as version 02. I'm going to save this one as file, save as version 006 so that I know that I can come back and get it later if I mess something up. This is the point where everybody messes up. So important to save your stuff. All right, let's quickly do sort ascending again. That's really important. I'm going to sort ascending there again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to merge the data. I'm going to say merge files. I'm going to go up to data menu, add variables. Because this one's already open, it'll go out there and have it open. So you just select it. And what it does is you have a list of variables that were unique and a list of variables that were in both. And so ID number, party, and state were in each of those databases. But the one I'm interested in is the ID number. And so I'm going to say ID number, match on that key variable. That's going to be my key variable. I'm going to say cases are sorted in order of key variables in both sets. I just did that right before I came over. I'm also going to say both files provide cases. I'm going to import all of them and then delete the extraneous ones. And then I'm going to make that my key variable. So click it, match, click, both, arrow over. Then over here, what you'll see is you'll see the new merged data set. And so I want these three, but I don't necessarily want the state name again, the district, nor do I want the Congress. And so I'm going to basically go from my last independent variable that I calculated just previously. I'm going to add in this representative to act as a check. I'm going to add in the DW nominate 1 and the DW nominate scores. And so I'm going to click OK, and it's going to give me a warning. Warning, key match will fail if data are not sorted in ascending order. But I just settled it, so it should be okay. And then I'm going to run it, and I'm going to see what happens. And usually this is the point at which it all blows up. But I got a feeling it might have worked right now. So let's go take a look. Over here, we've got this new database. If we go down to the very bottom, we'll probably have a few more than we did before. So 444 again. And some of these are not going to have nominate scores. So the one thing I want to do is I want to sort by my vote score. And so these didn't have a vote score to begin with. The rest of these did, and they have DW nominate scores associated with them. Let's see if there's any gaps. Let's hope for no gaps. No gaps, no gaps. And through the miracle of modern medicine, we have correctly merged this together. Now we do have version 11, these variable 1 through 11 are in the database, but there's no variation, or they didn't participate and they didn't have a vote on this particular bill. So what I want to do with these is I just want to get rid of them. So the way you do this is you select on a row and then you drag down. So I'm going to select on those, identify them, go out there and make sure that everything, the ones that I've selected are the ones that need to go, and they are. Then I'll go back to that row column, right click and clear. And at this point, I'm going to save this and say File, Save As, and it is going to be that version 7. Okay. All right. Now what you have, get rid of that one, go ahead and save it, that's fine. Now what you have is you have your active data sheet, and you have your variables. You have your dependent variable, your vote score, your party ID, and your two independent variables, new independent variables. Let's do one more thing. I'm going to go down here, and I'm gonna check something real quick. So I'm going to put it on right there. I'm going to move that variable. That's the way you move variables, is you click on it and you move it up. And so I'm going to go check and see if the merge came in together. And so let's look at the name, and I imported the representative, and lo and behold, it looks like it did a pretty good job all the way down. So that's my cross-check to make sure that I know that everything worked. Okay, so it did. I'm good. And I have one more step to do, but I'm going to stop right here. Okay, and so the final step, I kind of quickly cross-checked all those names, and they all looked good. The other thing that you could do is you could alphabetize. You could sort the row and alphabetize them and see what happens. And Lord knows they should match up just perfectly, and they do. Last thing we need to do is, you remember how we talked about orienting our party identification? Well, we need to do the same thing with this one. And so in this case, party ID goes from 0 Republican to 1 Democrat. So we're going from conservative to liberal. Our first nominate score goes from liberal to conservative. So I want to orient this in the exact same way. And so I'm going to transform compute a variable. And I'm going to say dwnom1 negative. And I'm just going to make that dwnominate1 times -1. Click OK. And what I did is I just included a new variable out there. Another thing we can do is we can move that one up. We can change the sequence, and so all of those are 3 digits, and so I'll make that one 3 digits as well. You can make it 8s, 11s, it doesn't really matter. But by doing that, we've got party ID going from Republican to Democrat, DW nominate negative going from also negative for conservative values, positive for Democrats. This one should also go in the same direction. It doesn't look like it is. Let me do a quick check. Do an analyze, correlate. What I'm going to do is I'm going to correlate my party ID with my second nominate score. And if they're correlated, they should be in the same direction. And they do have a positive value here, so that's okay. If that was negative, I might consider multiplying DW nominate by -1 as well, but it looks fine to me. Okay, so this is the database that we're going to be working with at this point. We've got 400, and let's see how many we have in the final scheme of things. We have 433. We have a vote score associated with each one of those 433. We have a party identification, and we have our oriented ideological measures. We are in business, people. Now we just need to do a couple of quick descriptive statistics, and I want you to do a couple plots to express the relationships.